Hey, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew, aka Booty Sweat, and today we're going to be continuing on with our series of Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Custom Variations for competitive play. Today we're going to be talking about Geras. So yeah, stick around if you're interested in finding out how to play Geras competitively with some custom variations. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to touch on is Geras' quicksand ability. That's this ability where he throws out this little low-hitting sand trap move. And it actually replaces sand trap, and he teleports behind the opponent, side switches, and gets this little karate chop. Now the cool thing about this move is that it comes out very fast, and so you can hit a lot of people off guard with it. You can hit them at full screen and it closes distance. You know, you can do it far and get them from far away. But in addition, it has this cool crushing blow attached to it where if you miss two in a row and then you hit one, you end up with a crushing blow, which does an ungodly amount of damage. So another cool thing about this move is that it has a sort of a mix-up with Geras. So his 1-1-1 ends in an overhead, as you can see. Well, you can also switch it up to where you end 1-1 into quicksand, and that gives you an overhead low mix-up off of 1-1. Now, this isn't a real mix-up because it can be fuzzy guarded. It can be interrupted, but it can be fuzzy guarded if you're playing a very experienced opponent, so keep that in mind. But against most people, this is going to work just fine. And the cool thing about this is actually his 1-1-1 string has a crushing blow attached to it as well. So if you have two of these locked and loaded, then you have the ability to get a crushing blow. If you do 1-1 into sand trap, you can get this crushing blow. Or if the opponent fails to block the overhead, say they're blocking and then they block low for the sand trap and you get them with a third move, you can go into this, which is the follow-up. Now, it only works as a crushing blow if only the third hits first. So the first 1-1, they have to be blocked or ducked or whatever, and then the third one is the one that has to hit. But again, if you're going for that mix-up strategy, you can actually get that to work. And then you get a nice crushing blow. So sand trap, very, very good. A very, very good tool for Geras that you'll see most people run. So yeah, it's pretty good. The next move we're going to look at is the sand pillar, which we have equipped, which you can again control the distance of. And basically this just gives you like a controllable mid-hitting projectile that you can hit from full screen with. It gives Geras a little bit of zoning ability, a little bit of anti-zoning ability. So if there's somebody just trying to keep you, just keep you afar or whatever, you can kind of throw this in every once in a while. I like this move. I don't think you see many people at top level play use it, but for the sake of, playing in Combat League or whatever else, it's a pretty good move to catch people off guard with. So consider throwing this on. It's kind of an alternative idea. We'll go over a more widely used in tournament variation here in a minute, but I really like this move, so consider using that as well. And then the last one that we're going to look at for this particular variation is, of course, the Simulacrum. So the Sand Simulacrum is basically a teleport for Geras. So again, you can do it close, and then if you do it again, you teleport into it. You can do it mid, you can do it far. Comes out pretty fast, so you have to dial it in pretty quickly to do it far. Or if you don't actually want to use the teleport, you can blow it up by using a bar of offensive meter, and that will explode the Simulacrum, and will actually, if your opponent blocks it, it puts you plus 12 on block. So it's really, really good in terms of kind of keeping your opponent on their toes and putting that pressure on them. So say, whoops, that's the wrong one. So say you want to instead do that, and you see the hitbox on it is really good as well. So, and if they block that, then you're plus 12 and you can continue your pressure. So also a very good move as well. Lets you teleport around the screen and get that pressure and get in on people if that's what you want to do. And you can kind of, you can fake them out. Say you want to you make them think you want to teleport, but then you just blow it up instead. So, it can kind of give you different options and really mix your opponent up and play mind games with them as well. I forgot to mention the sand pillar also has has a meter burn version of it, and basically it creates this little hourglass over them that will then eventually, when it runs out, cause the sand pillar to explode. So this can actually be good in certain situations if you get like a knockdown or something like that and you want to cancel into it. Then, you know, you can continue getting pressure like that. That wasn't a knockdown, but you get the general idea. So, you know, consider that as well. Alright, so continuing on with the second variation, just before we get into it, like always, I'm going to ask if you are enjoying the content, make sure you like and subscribe, etc, etc. Alright, for the second variation, this is one that you're going to see, I believe Tweety is using in his tournament variation, as well as some other high-level Geras players. So we have kept the quicksand, because it's just really good and you just want it. It adds that mix up. It gives you a really a nice way to pester the opponent. If you have an opponent that likes projectiles, then it's a super good anti-zoning tool, counter-zoning tool. All of that kind of stuff gets you that big crushing blow. And the second ability that we've added is the shifting sands ability. So if we use this about here, we can see how it actually moves Shao Kahn. That's because this ability actually prevents your opponent from moving out from the middle of that little sand pit that it creates. So, you know, even if he tries to move, you see it just moves him right back. And so that will really hinder your opponent. If you have a high mobility based opponent, something like that, that can really help you enforce your pressure, enforce the way that you want to play. You can keep them kind of in place while you harass them with the quicksand, all of that kind of good stuff. So another really good ability that you don't see a whole lot of people use in online play, but I think that's just because people just kind of sleep on it and they don't realize how annoying they can be with it. But in addition, we have added the Bed of Spikes ability. So this is just this little move. It's back forward 2, and basically it acts as a combo ender and combo extender. So that's pretty much what you use it for. If you know me, you know I like combos. Geras has some of the easiest combos in the game. He's similar to Baraka in that he can get really good damage off of pretty simple inputs. So just a quick demonstration of what a combo might look like with Geras using the Bed of Spikes combo extender. Really simple stuff for a nice 32%. You can also utilize the quick sand as a combo ender as well, but it is a little more tricky, so just keep that in mind. It also gets you a side switch, so if you don't want that, just keep that in mind, whereas the Bed of Spikes keeps you on the same side. So alright, well that's pretty much it for Geras. Mainly you want to just be harassing people with these quicksands, getting that big crushing blow damage when you get it, mixing in the 1-1-1 as a mix-up, and yeah, and then with this variation you can use quicksands to kind of limit your opponent's mobility, put them where you want them so you can continue to harass them, and get some big combos off of the Bed of Spikes ability. Alright, so that's going to do it for Geras. Next up is going to be the Goddess of Virtue herself, Cetrion, so stick around for that. Alright, have a good one. Be blessed.